Welcome to our channel, where we delve into the most captivating and untold stories about the royal family, bringing you fresh updates on Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her family. Today, we have an exclusive report on the growing tensions within the royal household, specifically regarding King Charles' final decision on the late Queen's will. This follows an incident involving Princess Anne, which has left Queen Camilla visibly distressed. Sources close to the royal court reveal that King Charles was forced to review the late Queen's will after Princess Anne voiced concerns about Camilla's growing influence, and the apparent violations of the Queen's wishes concerning certain royal members. This tension reached its peak during the royal Christmas celebrations at Sandringham. Christmas at Sandringham has always been a time of unity for the royal family, a rare opportunity to come together in a shared space. However, the 2024 Christmas holiday turned into a dramatic event that exposed the deepening rift between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla. Photographs from the gathering show Princess Anne's visible discomfort and unease, signaling that the tensions between her and Camilla were at an all-time high. Sources close to the royal family reveal that Anne had been pushing King Charles to reconsider Camilla's title as Queen Consort, arguing that she should only be recognized as Queen in the traditional sense, with a more ceremonial role rather than wielding power over the family's future. In private conversations before the Sandringham outing, Anne made her position clear. She felt that Camilla was overstepping her boundaries, and this could have long-lasting consequences for the royal family. Anne's concerns didn't just revolve around Camilla's title, but also the influence she had over royal affairs, especially her involvement in decisions that should traditionally have been handled by the senior members of the family. One of the most significant flashpoints was Camilla's decision to alter the guest list for Christmas, attempting to include her own children and grandchildren. This move was seen by Anne and other senior members as an attempt to impose her own family on the royal traditions, something that was met with resistance. As tensions flared, King Charles and Camilla were forced to make a decision, to either compromise or face a full-blown family dispute. Ultimately, they chose to exclude Camilla's children and grandchildren from the Christmas celebrations. This decision, while temporarily easing some tensions, didn't fully resolve the underlying issues. Camilla, still feeling the pressure from Anne's discontent, struggled to accept the limitations placed on her role during the holiday. Her frustration grew as she watched Prince William take on more responsibility, further intensifying the friction between the two women. The issues surrounding Camilla's role within the royal family took on a new dimension when Princess Anne demanded full transparency regarding the Queen's will. Anne, ever the advocate for preserving tradition and family unity, insisted that the will be made public, as it had become a source of growing concern within the family. The late Queen's inheritance was not only vast but complex, with significant assets, including Sandringham and Balmoral estates, along with a priceless jewelry collection that had been intended for Princess Anne and her descendants. And had long been the custodian of the royal horses and had a deep connection to her mother's personal belongings, particularly the jewelry that was meant to pass down through the family. According to insiders, Anne became increasingly suspicious of Camilla's attempts to access certain assets from the Queen's estate, particularly the jewelry collection. It was rumored that Camilla had made efforts to claim pieces from the collection, some of which were meant to be inherited by Princess Catherine and Princess Charlotte. This sparked a new wave of anger and disappointment from Anne, who believed that Camilla was not honoring the Queen's wishes. Anne's request for full disclosure was driven by a desire to ensure that the late monarch's assets were distributed according to her intentions and not manipulated for personal gain. The inheritance issue was not limited to the jewelry collection. Princess Anne also voiced her concerns about the sale of the royal horses, which had been a significant part of the Queen's legacy. These horses, which were passed down through generations, were seen by Anne as a personal gift from her mother, and the decision to sell them was viewed as a violation of her mother's wishes. This action led to a growing divide between Anne and Camilla, with Anne becoming more vocal in her criticism of Camilla's handling of the royal estate. As the tensions between Princess Anne and Camilla continued to escalate, King Charles found himself in an increasingly difficult position. On one hand, he was fiercely loyal to his wife, Camilla, and was determined to support her in her role as Queen Consort. On the other hand, he understood the importance of preserving the legacy of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and honoring her wishes. King Charles' loyalty to both women created a delicate balancing act, and it was clear that the pressure was beginning to take a toll on him. King Charles' decision to refer to Camilla as Queen during his Christmas address only intensified the conflict. While this move was intended to solidify Camilla's position as the monarch's partner, it was seen by many as a break from the Queen's legacy. Princess Anne, in particular, was displeased with this public acknowledgement, believing that it undermined her mother's role and contributions to the monarchy. The Queen had always emphasized the importance of tradition, and Anne felt that Camilla's growing influence was a departure from the values that the late Queen had instilled in the royal family. Despite these tensions, King Charles attempted to maintain peace by offering private reassurances to Princess Anne. However, Anne's frustrations only deepened as she continued to press for transparency regarding the Queen's will and the distribution of her assets. The royal family's reputation was at stake, and Anne felt it was her duty to ensure that her mother's legacy was protected from any potential manipulation. One of the most contentious issues in the royal family was the inheritance of Queen Elizabeth II's jewelry collection. According to sources close to the royal family, Camilla was determined to secure certain pieces from the collection, which were intended for Princess Catherine and Princess Charlotte. Anne, who had always been a strong advocate for the preservation of royal traditions, believed that Camilla was overstepping her bounds by attempting to claim these items for herself. Anne's concerns were further exacerbated by rumors that Camilla was manipulating the inheritance process to benefit her own family, particularly her children from her previous marriage. The growing speculation about Camilla's role in the inheritance led to further scrutiny of her actions. Some insiders claimed that she was attempting to gain control over the distribution of the Queen's assets, including the royal horses, which had been an important part of the Queen's personal legacy. This, coupled with her interference in the royal tiara laws and her efforts to alter royal traditions, left many members of the royal family questioning her true intentions. As the rift within the family deepened, the public began to take notice. The royal family, once seen as a symbol of unity and stability, was now embroiled in a bitter dispute over the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. The tension surrounding the inheritance of the Queen's estate became a central issue, and it was clear that the royal family's future was at stake. The ongoing drama surrounding Queen Elizabeth II will continues to unfold, with Princess Anne at the forefront of the fight to protect her mother's legacy. The royal family is now faced with a critical decision, whether to honor the late Queen's wishes or to allow Camilla to reshape the future of the monarchy according to her own vision. As the situation continues to develop, it remains to be seen how King Charles will navigate this complex web of family loyalties, tradition, and the future of the monarchy. One thing is certain, the drama is far from over, and the royal family's internal struggles will undoubtedly continue to capture the public's attention for years to come.